Third down and goal from the 9. Payton, empty backfield, 3-man rush. He bounces around, he throws. DT is there. Are they going to say touchdown? Touchdown! Demaryius Thomas.
As Wilson fires downfield, he's got it! Touchdown!
Ball is out in the end zone, and it's recovered by Malik Jackson for the touchdown. It was Vaughn Miller with the strip sack.
Well, we're matching, Aaron. We haven't.
Once again.
Dude, what is this? I know, and the hat. I should have worn a black hat. I am the chair. If I wasn't wearing this hat, you wouldn't see me. Dude, that's crazy. But I'm comfy. It's chilly in LA today. It's not chilly. It's just rainy.
Yeah, it's actually kind of warmer than the last
it's like
couple days.
65, but I'm confused.
It's ruining my golf.
Ooh, dude.
I'm finding my stroke. This last couple weeks, man, I've been hitting my stroke.
He's been hitting his stroke.
Oh, man, it's been good.
It's been good is what they say.
Well, we back here again. You know, it's been a couple months?
Dude, it's been a couple months.
Man.
Since the end of the season. It was an end of season recap.
It feels, for some reason, like it's been 6 months to me since last time we spoke. So much has been going on, man.
Oh, just been through it, honestly. Yeah, but...
All that's happened so far, though, is we got a new coach finally.
We got a new coach. Can't just gloss on over that. That's a big thing.
And we got our guy. I'm happy about my number. Last time
you're
we spoke,
talking
my
about the
number
coach.
one options, number 1 and 2 for me was Sean Payton.
Listen, and you know what? I say what I think, and it's usually wrong. And I said we weren't getting Sean Payton, and we did. So
I mean, it happens.
I know, but I just think whatever I say now, expect the opposite.
Okay.
So now when I confidently say something, is it because I actually believe it or because I'm trying to tell the universe do this other thing?
Okay, I feel that. I can feel that.
You know what I mean?
So are we going to the playoffs next year?
Nope, absolutely not. Not even Super Bowl. Super Bowl, what? That's crazy.
Far from it.
Far from it. Losing season. Oh my God,
baby.
what if this clip doesn't age well either? And then when they watch it and they're like, wow, it was a losing season.
Man, it's like literally whatever. You just can't say. You can't post or do anything.
I can't say anything. Yeah.
Because everything you say, the opposite happens. Well, I mean, or the worst happens. For everything you say, whatever worst case scenario is what happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just basically just the worst for the Broncos. Well, we did get your guy, but there is one thing. So I came out with a video about Sean Payton, just breaking down who he is, where he's from, yada, yada. And I didn't want to put out a video about this because I didn't want to draw attention to it. But since we're chatting like two old chums over coffee or tea, he was part of a major scandal.
Oh yeah,
Bro.
Bountygate?
Yes.
Oh, you didn't know about that, huh?
No. Because when was it? 06?
It was.
Or
It was
more
something
recent?
like that. No, it was long. It was,
Okay,
it was closer to
06.
then.
I was a youngin. I was I didn't know anything. Not that changes with age, and I had no idea. And when he had his press conference and he was talking about how what's his face? A wide receiver texted him from the Saints.
Now or back then?
Now. Oh my
Michael
God.
Thomas?
Latavius Murray.
Okay,
He was
Latavius
like,
Murray.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Latavius Murray texted me over Christmas. Was like, you got to come to the Saints. And he's like, well, be careful what you wish Santa for. I don't know, something
Be careful what you
weird.
wish for,
Yeah. And then he was like, but I got to be careful about texting players. Or he was talking about Russell Wilson talking to him. And I was like, that was an interesting thing. So, you wanted Sean Payton all along. What's your take on, and can you give a 30-second recap of Bountygate?
Yeah, so it's basically players were offering up rewards for people to take out other players, injure them on the other team.
Was it players? I thought it was the coaches. I thought it was specifically the defensive coordinator was saying, hey, he was giving players rewards if he okay.
Yeah, if like the players would go out there and take out, like if they wanted somebody out, if they would take players out on the other team. Like,
So how involved, because the Wikipedia version I read of this, obviously, so it was the defensive coordinator of the Saints. Sean Payton was the head coach of the Saints. It wasn't 06 because that's when
I
Payton
think
joined.
it was like around 10 or 11 maybe.
Okay. So
But I'm not quite
still
exactly sure.
a decade ago.
Right.
So he was under Sean Payton, this defensive coordinator. So how much did Sean know? Did they discover, or do you think?
I think he definitely wasn't like the ringleader of it by any means.
Yeah, no.
I guess I'm unsure on how much he knew, but it was enough for them to suspend him for a season. So
Yeah.
maybe he knew of a little bit, but just didn't put a stop to it or something like that. Or maybe he didn't know it was
Yikes.
as serious as it was or something like that.
So they never really figured out how
Right.
involved he was.
Yeah, but it was never like something coming out of him being super involved with it, you know. It was
Okay.
like of him maybe not knowing kind of. And
Okay. So your take from that is like he wasn't super involved. He didn't know much.
yeah.
He got caught up in it.
Right.
Okay.
He was the head coach, and at the end of the day, everything that's happening is under your watch.
Of course.
So,
Of course. He had to be held responsible. I
Right,
get
right.
that.
Mhm,
So then it's not just that.
mhm.
Tom Brady and the Dolphins
Yeah.
and that whole fiasco. That was just, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah. Where him and Brady were gonna meet up, and with the Dolphins, he was gonna stop coaching for the Saints, which is why he originally decided to stop coaching the Saints. I think is because he was under the impression that he was going to coach Tom Brady with the Miami Dolphins.
Why would he
possibly.
retire in order to because of the contract, do you think?
Right. Or maybe it. He was going to do that, and it just didn't happen, so he decided to retire already. Already telling the Saints like, I'm moving on from you guys. So
Okay,
I don't know,
well,
maybe.
we should do this real quick. A quick recap of what we're talking about, like
Mhm.
what exactly happened. 30-second recap.
So it's basically Tom Brady was gonna leave. Was it from the Patriots, or was it already when he? No,
I
yeah,
think it was
before he played for the Bucks when he was leaving the Patriots.
Okay.
Right?
I think so.
Think so.
Yeah,
And then he ended up going to the Bucks instead because that just didn't happen.
that
But-
sounds right.
Right. Yeah. So him and Sean Payton were gonna meet up with the Miami Dolphins and create a super thing there, and it just didn't work out because I don't know for
You
somebody
are
with
skirting
Miami.
over so many facts. Okay,
Like
here's
what?
the Dez recap.
Yeah, let Des tell it. Maybe, you
Who is
just
it?
Wikipedia it.
Yeah, I know. But my friend's a huge Dolphins fan, so
Okay,
this
okay.
is why I was more involved with it. But who was the coach at the time? No, someone was interviewing for it. It wasn't Vance Joseph.
Mike Flores, or was it Brian Flores? Was it him? Was
Oh,
it was
no.
another black coach, right? It was a black
Yes.
coach. I think it might have been Brian Flores. No.
No, because no. Oh no. Either way, basically, they were interviewing coaches. No, wait a
And I
minute.
don't mean to say black coaches. I'm half black, so
Yeah, he can say it. I
you know,
can't.
don't
So
want people-
don't
you know,
come
I-
for
I don't
him,
need
not
this
me.
coming-
Yeah.
Hey, a white guy talking about black guys.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
mixed.
So basically, this is the worst 30-second recap.
And it's not even 30 seconds. We're at like 45
I
now.
know. We were. It was before the Dolphins even started their interviewing process for coaches, and behind the scenes, the Dolphins owner was speaking with Sean Payton and Tom Brady, saying, "We're going to interview these guys. They have to interview X amount of
The
black
Rooney Rule.
coaches." Yes.
Mhm.
So basically, how
Brian
this
Flores was part of that, but go ahead.
is okay. Who did the owner or someone texted one of the coaches?
Belichick.
Belichick
He
texted.
texted a different
think it was-
Brian, or it was like somebody
Who
had the same
sued?
name.
Who sued the NFL?
Brian Flores.
Really? I don't know why I think you're wrong, but can we look this up real quick? Okay, we're gonna cut all this and give a better 30 seconds, because the 30-second recap has literally been us being like, I think this is what happened. But there's a reason we're
hilarious.
talking
Yeah.
about this. Okay, Brian
That's
Flores.
the coach he was the coach for the Miami Dolphins, but before that he was suing the NFL and other teams for the interview process not being legit.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, wait. Let's do this recap one more time.
All right. Recap, 30-second recap part 2.
So the recap is that the Dolphins were looking for their next head coach, and before the interview process even started, the owner of the Dolphins was like, yo, Payton, yo, Brady, I'm just going to bring you guys both on. We're going to have an interview process, but forget that. And how this all came to light is Bill Belichick accidentally texted Brian Flores and was like, congrats on the gig. And the interview process didn't even start yet. So there's many details to that. But why we're bringing this up is because Sean was going to be part of this deal. Basically talking to the owner, being like, yeah, that's cool. So I say all this to say, was I stoked about Sean Payton coming here? Of course. We needed a head coach with head coaching experience. But it's so interesting how many little...
I don't think he's in the wrong for anything there.
Why?
Because he's just wanting to coach with Tom Brady in another location somewhere.
But he's
not breaking any kind of rules.
But the owner reached out to him, and Payton knew. Payton knew what was happening. The owner, I'm sure he didn't say explicitly, but he was like, listen, I'll interview, but you got the gig. Like, that's...
I mean, when you have a chance to get a great coach and Tom Brady to come together for your team,
then
you're going to say yes to that.
But don't you have to have X amount of interviews for head coaches?
You have to, yes. You have to, because the Rooney Rule requires you have to interview 2 black coaches.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if I'm Sean Payton, what am I going to be like? Oh, no, like... they're offering him the job that he wants already. It's like, if you guys can make this happen, that's what we want to happen, you know? And it's like, okay, like, what is he doing wrong in the case by saying, okay, yes, I'm saying yes to it.
I mean,
you know,
valid
the Dolphins
point.
are the ones that are moving a little weird, you know, not him.
Man, so basically both little juicy drama stories surrounding Payton, he was in it, but like not in it.
Right.
Which
and I don't think Tom Brady did anything wrong. I don't think anybody who wanted to come to the Dolphins did anything wrong. I think it was
the
all
Dolphins'
the
ownership.
Dolphins that were moving around.
Well,
messy,
yeah,
you know?
Valid.
You
Yeah,
know?
okay, valid. But still, there was still a bounty scandal. There's just
for sure
two couple of things that comes with Payton's.
I'll say this:
coaching.
It's like, you know, think about what if we got Bill Belichick as our head coach? He's the greatest head coach of all time, right?
Sure.
Look how many things come with him. We would be like, who cares?
But then that begs the point. Does madness, I'm not saying he's mad, but does madness and chaos come with X amount of years in the NFL? Like Bill Belichick right now, he's the longest tenured coach in the NFL at the moment, right? And then right behind him is Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll. And then I think it's Sean Payton.
Right, when he was coaching.
Does it not count if he comes back? Like, does it not just add on the amount of years you've coached? You know what I mean?
I mean, not consecutively. Like, a longest tenure is like how many in a row, right?
You have to do it in a row?
I believe so.
I don't know words. I don't know. You tell me.
But then again, imagine, like, what if he coaches 10 years, then takes 10 years off, then comes back and he's coaching for 20 years after that or something, you know? That's
like, a long time.
Might be a long, is that a 10-year or is that two different 10 years?
Well, valid. Either way, but Pete Carroll, okay, well, this maybe has Pete Carroll had little drama scandals around him?
I mean, he's just been, I think the only thing, I think when he left from college to come to the NFL, there was some scandal stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Which is why he dipped out and went to the NFL, because there was some, you know, some stuff kind of like we were hearing from Jim Harbaugh.
So basically what we're saying is like NFL is like Hollywood. And it just changes everyone.
Oh, we have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. Like, everybody is like friends and this and that, and they're doing all kinds of stuff behind. Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't keep up with that.
Dog eat dog world
You know,
out there.
we gotta go with the results, and the results is we got a
We got
legendary head coach.
Payton.
Hopefully he's here. I mean, he's not. We do know this. He's not going to be 2 years later he's gone if things aren't going well. He's here for 15, 20 years type stuff.
He signed a
10,
5-year
15 years.
contract now,
Right?
right?
But he's going to continue.
No,
that,
for
yeah.
sure.
He's that type of
Well,
coach for sure.
We hope.
I mean, I can't imagine. He's not like a player, you know.
You're betting on him for 10, 15?
Oh yeah.
Not just like a trial 5 years, let's see. Because he's not leaving before the 5. Like, I understand that, agree. But after the 5.
No, I don't, because he's going to get his Russell Wilson shot, and, you know, however that works or doesn't work, then he's going to get a shot with a fresh new quarterback, too, because he is known for being a quarterback whisperer and you know.
I don't even want to think about
Which I was
Russell
going to
not
ask
working
you,
out.
what do you think about Sean Payton and Russell? Do you think that's, you know, how do you think that's going to work out?
it's gonna work out not good. If we're going by my rule that whatever I say, the opposite happens. But in
That's true.
honesty, it has to work out great. I have to hope it works out great, because if I think otherwise, all it's doing is not helping the Broncos. Like, we need this to work. If it doesn't, I mean, and we move on from Russ after this season, we're just going to take a huge hit. It has to work out.
Yeah. I think it's more leaning towards, you know, Russ being in MVP conversations as opposed to Russ not working out. I think he's more going to be back to Russell Wilson than like us thinking about moving on from him. And then at the end of the season, we're going to be like, wow, we actually thought about moving on for a minute.
Whoa. That's you're sticking your foot in the sand. That is a statement, man. I hope so. I'll back that 1,000%. And then if you're wrong, I'm not. It wasn't me that said it. So
True. Very true. But I just don't see how. I don't see how. And you know what I mean? 'Cause I've seen enough from him. And they're saying, oh, he's not as fast as he used to be. He's still faster than most quarterbacks in the NFL for the most part. You know, he's still top 10 scrambling quarterback, and he can still move around enough to do whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, and I'm also still so burned by this year. I feel like I've aged like 10 years after this past season. It's just been the complete opposite of all expectations. And we talked about it all season. But now anytime when someone's like, what do you think? I'm just like, should I think? Should I think of anything good at all? Like,
I think this was just a prime example of how much coaching matters. It's like we didn't realize how much coaching actually matters. This is the worst case scenario. You have everything going for your team. I'm sorry. And it's like you have all the pieces. You're like, okay, we can make the playoffs. And not only do you not make the playoffs, you're like the laughing stock for the most part. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's like,
And it's every
opposite.
game in and game out, it's just bad decision after bad decision. I never thought coaching could matter that much, but you know, if it does matter as much as I think it is, we're going to see a big difference next year.
I definitely agree. I mean, we saw it briefly with Jerry Rosberg, you know what I mean? Like him come in and show that.
He scored 10 touchdowns in 2 games and had like he was back to Russell Wilson again.
I know.
I was like, what?
It's just been such a long like decade for the Broncos. Not almost decade. I mean, we're not quite that far, but 7 years. But it's also like, I guess, no, you are right, because we've had multiple coaches, including our new defensive coordinator.
Which I was just about.
I know. We'll get into that. And multiple quarterbacks. And just sort of the question is that we thought when we brought in Russell, all we needed was a quarterback and we'd win. And now it's like, is all we need is a coach. So, Sean Payton, baby.
Yep. Sean Payton.
SP, baby.
Riding to the moon.